Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-anbiya'i wal mursaleen, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in wa ba'd. As you know, that Allah Azza wa Jal has put highest level of status and greatest status in Islam for the people of knowledge. Or Allah Azza wa Jal always mention the people of knowledge with high status. And وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ, those they were given knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned their, level of respect and honor in Islam. Subhanallah. Something amazing happened in the history of Islam, that a man born in Medina in the second year of the Khilafah of Umar radiyallahu anhu, which means approximately 5 years after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away. And that boy grew up in Medina, and that was a peak time, the Khilafah of Umar radiyallahu anhu. And Medina was the city of knowledge. And Abdullah ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Jabir ibn Abdullah, Mu'adh ibn Jabal, and those type of mountains of knowledge and wisdom, they were in Medina al-Munawwara. In each prayer, people used to come in the Masjid al-Nabawi, and whomever you shake hand, they were knowledgeable scholars. And Saeed bin Al type of people always comes in Masjid al-Nabawi and pray. And that young man born in the house of Al-Musayyab, and he start learning knowledge in Masjid al-Nabawi. Just imagine, he's growing up, in the surrounding of Sahaba to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and learning from Prophet's companions in Masjid al-Nabawi. And that young man, Saeed, he, in a very early age, he memorized the Quran and started learning tafsir, fiqh, usul, and in a very young age become a scholar. He learned from Abdullah ibn Abbas, from Abdullah ibn Umar, from Aisha as-Siddiqa al-Mu'mineen, Salama radiyallahu anha, and all other scholars and the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in. As a matter of fact, a person become famous with the knowledge so much that the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in used to say that go and ask Saeed bin Al Musayyab. And Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu used to send people to Saeed ibn Al Musayyab, though he was much younger than Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu or ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So the point is that Saeed ibn Musayyab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he born after Prophet and he lived among the Sahaba, but because of his knowledge, because of his piety and taqwa and focus in deen, he become famous in Medina. He used to give fatwa while Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajmain alive. And when a time of marriage comes and he is old enough to get married, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him to be, a son-in-law of Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu. Habib ad-Dawsiyah, the daughter of Abu Huraira, become his wife. And Saeed bin Al Musayyab radiallahu ta'ala anhu become the most knowledgeable tabi'i in his time of Quran, tafsir, qira'at, fiqh, halal and haram, nasikh wal mansukh. And Saeed bin Al Musayyab radiallahu anhu become marja' of people in fatwa. And Saeed bin Al Musayyab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, used to teach in Masjid al-Nabwi. And very humble, very simple. Though he was a big scholar, but he used to do his own business, and he used to sell oil and go to market literally and work and buy and sell in the market to make his own living. So he has a minimum work to, make up his family and to keep up with this necessity of the life. And he spent most of the time to teach other hadith and fiqh and tafsir. And subhanallah, when he used to come in masjid and he used to sit, the entire masjid used to be, filled with his students and scholars. People used to go for Hajj, and after Hajj they used to go for Medina to meet Saeed bin Al Musayyab and to learn from this great tabi'i. And there is one story I would like to share with you, very interesting, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him with children. And he has a daughter, was very beautiful and knowledgeable. Of course, she was granddaughter of Abu Huraira, and she was daughter of Saeed bin Al Musayyab. So with haya and knowledge and with the family background, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also blessed her with beauty as well. So Khalifa at the time sent a message to Saeed bin Al Musayyab that he want his daughter to be married with his son. And there was Waliul Ahad at that time. And it was a big deal that the king or the Khalifa of the time sending proposal for Saeed bin Al Musayyab radiallahu anhu. It was a big deal. And he was thinking that Saeed bin Al Musayyab will be so happy to hear that proposal. But subhanallah, things got totally upset and opposite. And Saeed bin Al Musayyab radiallahu ta'ala anhu reject that proposal, and he said, she is knowledgeable and she is not qualified to be a wife of, Hakim of the time. As a matter of fact, one of the students, Abdullah ibn Wada'a, one of the person used to come every day for his halaqah, for his knowledge. And one day he was not there. So Saeed bin Al Musayyab radiallahu ta'ala anhu asked about him. He found out that his wife died. And that's why he couldn't make it to the halaqah. When he came, Ibn Musayyib asked him, and then he mentioned, oh, my teacher, my wife died and I have difficulty at home. Saeed ibn Musayyab radiallahu ta'ala anhu mentioned to that Abdullah ibn Wada'a that I give you my daughter in marriage. And that was shocking for Ibn Wada'a. And Saeed ibn Musayyab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he performed the marriage, he asked him to go his home. So the bride was basically in her house and the groom went to his home to prepare and to think and to see how he's going to bring the bride, because he don't have money. He was a poor guy. And starts sitting his home and thinking that he do not have wealth. And the mahar was only 4 dinar or something which is equal to 4 dinar. And poor guy thinking, where to get money to have some type of arrangement so he can bring his, his bride home. Somebody knocked the door. And he went to open the door, and he was shocked to see that Saeed bin Al Musayyab standing on the door, and behind him there was a woman wearing, jilbab or in hijab. So Saeed bin Al Musayyab said, "This is your wife," and he basically brought his daughter to the house of groom. That was Saeed bin Al Musayyab radiyallahu anhu. A daughter, got married with 4 dinar of dowry, and he brought her himself to the house of the groom. At the other hand, Khalifa asking her for his son, and he refused that proposal. Saeed ibn Musayyib radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was not looking for dunya, was not looking to have, good status or have good, jah or jalal in this life. He was looking simply to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to practice Islam. Knowledge make him such respected among the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. So we learn from the life of Saeed ibn Musayyab, because of his dedication to deen, because of his knowledge, because of his humbleness and simplicity, he become even more respected than many Sahaba at that time radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and pray to him that he give us tawfiq to always learn the knowledge of Islam and to implement into our life. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين.